After going through this video, you will be able to explain objects in JavaScript, create an object using JavaScript, access properties of an object using a dot operator and square brackets. Hi, welcome to the next topic. In the previous topic, we used the word objects at several places but never discussed it. Well, now the time has come to get familiar with objects and learn about them. Like integer, string, array, an object is also a data type. An object is a collection of variables. Let us take this code to discuss these points. Here, we have an object named dog. Next, we have three variables here, breed, height, and age. All of these variables, if you look carefully, are storing values of different data types, that is, string and integer data type. This means an object can store values of any data type. This is another important point about objects, which you may want to note down. As these variables are attached to an object, they are thus called properties. This makes the breed, height, and age properties of the object dog. Now in an object, you can also store functions as we have done in this code, and the functions in an object are referred to as methods. Now that we have got a basic understanding of objects, let us now see how we can create an object in JavaScript. Creating an object in JavaScript is a very simple and easy process. And the first step to create an object is the object initializer. It starts and ends with curly braces. With curly braces, we define all the properties and methods along with their values. Each property is separated using a comma, and each property and its value are separated using a colon. Next, we have the dot operator. In an object, a dot operator is used to access the property or the method. In our code, if we want to access the properties, we can use the dot operator like this. Using dog.breed, we can access the breed property and it would refer to golden retriever. Similarly, we can use dog.height and dog.age to access the properties. Now, we can access the function using the same way, but if we want to call it, we need to use the parenthesis. Using the dot operator, we can also assign a new value to any property. All we have to do is to use the dot operator with the property whose value we want to change, and using an equal to operator, assign the new value like this. Not only this, we can even define a new property using a dot operator. Example, for the class dog, if we want to add the new weight property, we can do like this. Note that I'm adding the value between inverted commas as the value is a string. So let us print this value. I hope things so far are simple and interesting. Apart from the dot operator, we have square brackets through which we can access the properties of an object. To access them, we first write the name of the object, and then within the square brackets, we write the name of the property which we want to access inside the inverted commas. Similarly, for height and age property, we can use square brackets like this to access the properties. Like a dot operator, square brackets also give us flexibility to edit an existing property or define a new property. So based on our understanding, both the dot operator and the square brackets help us to access properties of an object. Also, they both allow us to edit any existing property or even define a new property. So out of these, which one should we use and why? You may pause the video and think for a moment. Well, the answer is right in front of us in the first point here. Using a dot operator, we can even access the method or call a function which the square brackets does not allow. So we will stick to using a dot operator in this training. Let us come back to our code. We deliberately did not discuss this line of code as the concept of dot operator was not known till then. But now, as we are aware about the role of a dot operator and how an object is created, let us see what this means. As we know, properties and methods cannot be accessed directly. We must access them with the object they are a part of. Even inside the object, we cannot access properties directly. We must access them with the object they are a part of. This keyword here refers to the object the function is a part of, and that is the current object in which the function is defined. This means that here it refers to the dog object. With this, we come to the end of this video, where we discussed objects and how we can create one. Well, there are still more ways through which we can create an object, which we will continue to learn.